Radio.
أهلا بكم في إنسياس راديو.
ENSIAS.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Selma speaking from ENSIAS Radio, and welcome to a new episode of ENSIAS Radio in collaboration with the Wellbeing Community. We are sincerely grateful for this collaboration, and we would like to warmly thank our professor, Al-Ghazali Umaima, for her guidance and for making this initiative possible. We are honored to have her with us today. We would also like to warmly thank our guests for being with us today and for contributing to this conversation. We are pleased to be joined today by two ENSIAS students who have kindly accepted to take part in this discussion. First, we have Marwa from the Cybersecurity Program at ENSIAS.
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure for me to be here with you today.
Thank you. Next, we have Abdullah, who is pursuing studies in the Data Engineering Program.
Hello everyone, and glad to be here.
So we would also like to warmly thank our guests for their presence and valuable contributions. And a special thank you to Adam for taking care for the sound and the technical quality of this recording. So the theme of today's episode is the power of community. This podcast is part of an initiative designed to foster connection within our school community and to create a space where voices, experiences, and reflections can be shared openly. Throughout this episode, we will reflect on student experiences, the role of community in daily academic life, and the importance of dialogue in a better understanding one another's journeys. We might also briefly acknowledge moments of self-doubt, sometimes referred to as an imposter syndrome, not as a central focus, but simply to recognize that such feelings can be part of any learning path and should not remain taboo. Rather than proposing solutions, these conversations aim to offer a space for reflection on what support, balance, and well-being can mean for students at ENSIAS within a respectful and supportive community. To begin, we would like to invite Abdullah to share a few words about the idea behind this initiative and to briefly introduce the well-being community involved in this project.
Okay, so the Wellbeing Community is an initiative started by Professor Al-Ghazali, and we've been working with her since last year on building this community. It aims to give students a space where they can speak about well-being topics, and especially mental health issues. And because most of NCS students come from preparatory classes where the pressure is huge, the system is rigid, and they've been holding a lot of things that they need to unpack. And the Wellbeing Community is here to provide for that space and healthy tools to deal with these emotions. And last year we've held 2 amazing workshops and also a podcast with NCS Radio. And today we are here again to talk about the power of community and the many more beautiful things that are coming.
Okay, thank you Abdullah for those insightful words. We will now invite Marwa to share with us some of the best activities of this well-being community.
As Abdullah mentioned, last year we started our mental health series with 2 workshops on mental health and also a podcast with NCS Radio. Today, we're back in both recording. Today is the second episode, and which is an episode on the power of community. And we're also at work on a workshop we'll have later on. We'll also work on a booklet, which it's supposed to be a collective effort from all NCS students. And we're aiming to do much more activities. It just depends on the resources, on time, etc.
Oh, okay. So thank you, Marwa, for that overview of the past activities. And it is truly encouraging to see initiatives within our school that create spaces where students can really feel comfortable expressing themselves and, engage in like these open dialogues. And at this stage of our discussion, we would like now to briefly address another important aspect, which is the potential impact of isolation and disconnection on well-being. And to do so, we first need to make a key distinction with being alone and being lonely, or having that feeling of being lonely. Being alone is not the same thing as feeling lonely, because choosing solitude to focus or rest is actually healthy from some people, and especially for us as students. But loneliness is that unwanted emotional disconnection, and today is a documented public health reality. And this isn't just a feeling, like according to some statistics and what they have published in the Gallup and the Meta report, that a lot of young adults suffer from this feeling of being lonely, even all of these technology that we are having, all of these social media platforms, etc. Very young adults doesn't have that feeling to be inside a community, like to share their ideas or to express themselves very comfortably. So that's why we should focus more on having a community and showing how powerful it is to be among in a community. And also, the consequences are being tracked at the highest level. For example, in November 2023, the World Health Organization even compared the physical risk of chronic loneliness to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Can you imagine that we can, people only say that, okay, I'm lonely, it's okay, but for someone who is expert on having information about how really this loneliness can affect our health and mental health, they compared the physical risk for chronic loneliness to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. For me, I think it's a huge impact. And closer to home, as well, the Moroccan Economic, Social and Environmental Council, they noted that nearly 48.9% of Moroccans and over 15 have experienced some form of psychological distress and often linked to the quality of their social environment. So that's why our goal today isn't to pathologize the student experience, but we simply wanted to remove the taboo. We fully respect the choice to seek solitude, but our concern is when isolation becomes a default mode because you feel you have no other choice. And that's why we have a couple of questions, and to explore how we can practically build this mindset at ENSIAS, we would like to listen and hear your different insights and point of view about them. So for the first question, and before we talk about the solutions, let's pose on reality. What are the most common emotional or psychological challenges students face today? In your opinion, as a student here, as an ENSIAS, what do you think about that?
So for students, I think that what we call today hard work masks a deep psychological fatigue. Inside the school, we find systemic weights that we've learned to always carry with us. And what's actually the most alarming to me is how much we've normalized struggle. And we've reached that point where we don't even notice that it has a real negative impact on our life as students. So basically, students carry a heavy psychological weight every day, and they've just become so good at it that they've forgotten it's even possible to put it down or even make it lighter. So to start, I think today we spend so much time connected to our screens, focusing on our tasks, on our projects, and we end up losing this real-time connection with ourselves. Sometimes we also lose this connection with the people around us, and even if you're in a crowded room, you find yourself trapped in your own head with your own ideas. So this is a certain type of isolation And from that isolation, the comparison trap takes over. You look around you, and everyone else is just so functional, so put together. And it's then when you start having this feeling like you're an imposter. Everyone else knows what he's doing, and you're the only one who's lost. And I think that creates a constant anxiety for most students. At the same time, students experience the pressure of expectations, what our families, our school, our colleagues, even our society think of us, want from us. And this becomes consuming more and more with time. So when you look at all of this, you can see those are challenges we students face every day in school. But for me, it's also, or there are also signals that something needs to change. I don't think just living with the struggle could be the best scenario in the student's life.
Yeah, you're definitely right. And I think that everyone has he's struggling in silence, but he cannot just share and say, I am struggling, and I really want to have a solution to not feel that anymore. So let's move to the second question. In your opinion, why do many students struggle in silence, as Marwa already mentioned? We are living in someone could struggle in silence, but why the reasons behind for you? What do you think?
So I think we are young adults, and sometimes when you grow up, when you gain more maturity, it's often complicated to make new friends, to get people around you that share the same hobbies as you, and let alone the fact that you come from maybe preparatory classes where the environment is sometimes competition. Donc you are already in a mood of I'm in competition with others, comparing yourself every time. So when you don't find people that you can connect with in a healthy way, or people that you trust, you tend to stay alone, to not share what you think, to not share what you feel, and that ended up making you in a state of loneliness where you are alone, you are lost, but you can't talk to anyone. You are by yourself. So I think that's one of the reasons why most of the students suffer in silence.
Yes, definitely. And you, Marwa, do you have another?
Yeah, yes, maybe. Honestly, I think we should look at the root of it. And I think in our context, especially as Moroccans, we weren't raised with a strong culture of well-being. Our family's focus is often on the output, the result, and they taught us to be strong, but they've never taught us how to process the cost of the strength. So for many of us, silence is it's not just a choice, but it's the only language we actually could talk in those situations. And I think that this cultural background fits directly into what the mindset of being that invincible student is. As students, we want always to prove our efficiency and that we're strong enough, because we're usually terrified of the fact that sometimes being human would be seen as a weakness. I think students struggle in silence also because they don't have a safe space. They cannot be anything other than productive, especially at university. Your value is your grade, your value is your rank. So sometimes speaking up feels like breaking the rhythm of your performance. And so we stay silent, not because we don't have anything to say, but because we haven't yet built a culture that is brave enough to talk.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, both of you, for sharing these insightful words. Now, to move into the next question. How can being part of a community change a student's experience? What do you guys think about it?
So I think being part of a community is very crucial because as human beings we need connection, and we often find that connection in being part of a community. And when you are part of community, you feel less alone. Because as a foreign student, when I was coming to in Morocco, there was excitement. It's like going to an adventure. But when you arrive, the feelings quickly change. It becomes a feeling of loneliness. You are far from home. You don't have your old friends anymore. But being part of a community, having people that live the same thing as you, they know what you're going through, and meeting new people helps you go past the feeling of loneliness. And I've benefited, or I experienced the power of community twice, because when I succeeded the entrance exam of NCS, I had to leave Benimlal where I was just starting to be comfortable. And when I arrived at NCS, it's through friends, the wellbeing community, clubs, and all those people who made me feel that I belong, that I I forgot that feeling of loneliness. And you know it's important to have people around you, because it will give you people with whom you can share good memories, and people that will support you in difficult times. So being part of a community is crucial for every student, and it's very very necessary.
All right. And for you, Marwa?
Um, Basically, for most of us, we start our academic journey thinking it's a solo race, and that our success will depend entirely on our own effort. But being part of a community can change the whole narrative of a student experience. When you're part of a group that actually communicates, you finally see your own struggles reflected in others. So that imposter syndrome we talked about, it cannot survive in a community. And you also realize that your problems, your bugs are not personal failures. They become a shared human experience. And I think the only realization of this fact can reduce the weight of it by half. Beyond that, I think also that community creates a safe space for students. I think it turns the environment from competitive into a supportive ecosystem, and you stop being nodes that trying to outperform each others, and you start being a team that ensures no one gets left behind. So I think being part of a community doesn't make the work easier because exams are still there, projects are still complex. It just the work that becomes meaningful.
Yes, indeed. All what you all said were definitely how can being part of a community really change students' experience. Now, I really want to hear from you. What does really a healthy and fulfilling student life look like to you?
Okay. Um, I will say maybe something very real, but for me, a healthy student life is like balance between seriousness and fun. Cause like you don't lose sight of your studies, but you also find time like to go and watch the series or anime that your friend recommend to you and come back and tell him that it wasn't as good as he said. You find time to play football, play basketball or any other sports. You meet new people, you try new things, and you know you are not just focused on your studies, but you are also experiencing new things. And for me, it's like you need to balance everything. And if you find that balance, then you can say you have a quite healthy student life. So that's what it is for me.
I totally agree with that a lot. I think it's more about balance. Uh, as students, we were told that being a successful student is you willing to sacrifice everything uh, to to the sake of your goals. But for me, this cannot be true. A healthy and fulfilling student life uh, is one when your academic growth doesn't require you to surrender your human life or your human experience. Um, we often treat our feelings, our need for rest, our social connections like a noise that should be filtered out to stay focused. But I think we cannot sacrifice these things because they are fundamental human elements. Um, at the end of the time, you're a person with an emotional capacity, and that's that needs to be nurtured uh, in a very conscious way. And also, I think that there is a long-term cost to neglecting our well-being. If you build your career on a foundation of self-neglect, it will eventually crack. Uh, you can feel as a student your internal warning lights. You cannot neglect them because if you don't work at them, they won't disappear. Even after graduation, they'll follow you. So for me, fulfillment is more about reaching that finish line with your degree on one hand, but also with your mental health, with your well-being on the other hand. I don't think you need always to break yourself in order to build great things.
Yeah, you're definitely right. And I think what healthy and fulfilling student life look like. Sorry. For me, I think I need about four fundamentals. And the first thing that I think about is my relationship with God. Like for me, it's very crucial. I can't live without that. Like I can live a healthy and a fulfilling life without having that connection, that connection with me with God. So by praying or by doing some, I don't know, just sometimes I when I feel alone or when I feel lonely, I just start to stargazing and look at the skies and look at the stars and I say, wow, how how really everything is like in its right place. and I really prayed that my life would be like the stars, like they're so shiny and bright and beautiful and everything in its right place. And I think that that's my first need to have a healthy one, to have like a healthy life. Second thing is my family and my friends. Like those are like what makes me like doing all of my tasks, all of my responsibilities with I don't know with like they encourage me to keep going and to do what I can do and to be like the best version of my own. Family is really important to, because when you feel lonely or you don't have like the mood to speak or to do something, you just maybe call your mom or your sister and, and say everything. How was your day? How was the, probably if you cooked well or not, because we already know we're in ENSIAS, we cook a lot. So I asked my mom for recipes to give me some very easy ones so I can eat and then go and study or stuff. And my friends are, they are really important because as you said, we are living in a school full of full of different and diverse cultures. There are people, they are from south, from north, and you can just talk with everyone because not everyone has the same vibe or the same maybe I would say the same energy, so you can talk to them in a very comfortable way. Then I would like to point on the physical health. So my body should be healthy in a way that I can walk whenever I want. I can wake up. So it should respond to my needs, and it should respond to what I to what I order it to do. If I, for example, if I want to practice a sport, my body should be capable to handle the maybe the effort, or to handle all of what I wanted to do. Not just, oh, I don't feel like I kind of run, for example, 10 kilometers a day or something like that. Should be ready. Every time should be ready to answer what I want. And last but not least, the studying side. Um, when I share like the importance of having a very a healthy body, I think I should also have a very healthy brain, and not in a way as like an organic thing, but having like a good principles and good way of thinking. I can think very well in my life. I can think logically, and I can reason very wisely. So I can decide, and so I can make good decisions in my life. So I think these four things are fundamentals for me. They are they are really important, and I cannot live without them. And as I ordered them from the very important one to not the less important, but it's it's like that. So that was my opinion about a healthy and a fulfilling student. It's actually a very deep question. Healthy and fulfilling student could differ from person to another. So yeah, thank you for your insightful words. And let's move on to another question. Is there a communal space where you feel the support of the community at ENSIAS? It could be clubs, class, dorms, activities, or whatever.
So definitely yes, because I'm part of some clubs like neurodynamics and wellbeing community, CNDH, and in all those space, I find people with who I can laugh, share good memories, and I have some that I can share maybe later in this podcast. We'll talk about it, and also my roommates, my neighbor in the dorms, and all the space are where I find community, and it really helps me. So yes, I have those space.
Yes, you're different, right? Roommates and neighbors in the dorm are really encourage people, and they really makes our life becomes more better. For you, Marwa, what do you think?
For me, when it comes to support at NCS, I really think of the clubs, as Abdullah mentioned. Well, on paper, the clubs I've joined are technical. They're more about learning, about knowledge in IT fields, etc. But in reality, the support they offer is more the atmosphere. For example, inside clubs, you'll find small groups of friends, and the environment there is just relaxed. And this is a huge contrast to the classroom. In class, we've got this habit of associating learning with pressure, with a rigid way of doing things. But inside the clubs, it's totally the opposite. You'll find yourself gaining knowledge, growing, but in a lighter, softer way. You'll still be learning, but without the fear of being graded, tested, etc. So I think these elements make the whole student experience much more manageable.
All right. Okay. So moving now to another question. Can you share a specific moment where the exact community helped you out with a challenge? Like a challenge and someone or a community helped you figure that.
So yes, definitely, and I'm thinking of two events right now. I'm also the data cell responsible in the neurodynamic club, and I remember my first formation about data manipulation with Python, NumPy, and all those libraries. The formation didn't go well because people weren't present. Some people were like chatting in the back. People weren't focusing, and the time was against me. So it was like a horrible formation for me because I like to do things in a good way to do a good job, but I couldn't. And I remember at the end of the formation, people clapped, like they say, "Oh, it was good," but I wasn't satisfied. And the board members, I would say, like the member of the pilotage, they, especially Hussam and Usama, shout out to you guys. They told me, no, you did great, you did well. It was your first formation, you did well. You're going to do better next time. But if I wasn't satisfied, but later on when I remember that moment, I I noticed that the fact that they told me or they encouraged me helped me go through it because I know myself, I know that in this kind of situation, I can think about it maybe the whole month, but they really helped me to go through that horrible moment. I still call it horrible moment today. And another event is when the notes, the grades of some modules came out. I wasn't satisfied with my notes. I was with friends, we were discussing about them. We were laughing, oh, the prof didn't give me a good note and everything. We were laughing. I tried to laugh with others, but I am my boy Yunus. Shout out to you, Yunus. I know he won't listen to this podcast, but I will make him listen. He told me, if the grade tells you about your worth, then you don't know what you're worth. Like, he told me that he knows that I put a lot of effort into those modules, even though I didn't get good grades. So don't look at the notes to the grades to to know about your worth. I didn't thank him, but I used this moment to thank him, and I think it's that's the power of community. Like when you stay with people, when you have people around you, they help you go through these moments. Because I'm a student. Like someone can say that, oh, great, it's just great. It's just you passed the module. So why are you worrying about not having good grade? But it's something that was dear to me. I didn't get the grades, but I get the support that helped me tell myself, okay, next time I will do better. It was my first formation. It didn't go well, but they helped me say that it was a worthy experience that I can learn about and do better in the future. So those are few events that community helped me to go through.
I see. And I'm really proud that I'm actually living and I'm among such a encouraging community, as you already mentioned. Now, for you, Marwa, have you ever lived this situation of having feeling that support and feeling that power of community?
For sure. Before starting, I want to tell Abdullah that I wasn't there, but I'm sure you did well. Okay. Yes, me too. I remember one moment. It was during a project I was working on, where there was an IoT system. I was working with a specific hardware, and I was completely stuck. I remember I checked the code 1,000 times. I was so sure the logic was 100% correct. The hardware was brand new, but it wouldn't function. And at that moment, it was really frustrating. One night, I remember I texted a classmate. I was tired of being the solo problem solver. So I texted him and asked him if he knew how to deal with that specific hardware, or at least if he knows someone else who did. And in less than 10 minutes, he sent me a contact and he was like, text this guy, he will fix your problem. And yeah, I quickly met the guy. It turned out to be maybe the head of the neurodynamics clubs right now. So thanks to him. And it took him some moment to realize that it wasn't about the code, it was a physical connectivity issue. And in less than 1 hour, the whole problem was fixed. And I remember it made me so happy. And at that exact moment, I realized two important things. First, the power of community at ENSIAS, to be surrounded by friends, by people maybe you don't know, but who will hold your hand when you need them. And the second thing was the power of actually asking for help. We often stay stuck because we think we have to prove we can do it alone. But in reality, the community is there to help you move faster. So it's not a sign of weakness to ask. It's just a more efficient way to grow and to keep going.
Indeed. Having people that are really supportive and encouraging around you can really make your life really better. And I really wanted to hear more about these beautiful situations, but we should move to this question. Can you share? What is important to create safe spaces like this within universities?
Okay, So I think these kind of spaces are really necessary because we are like this generation, or this generation is the future. I don't like to say it because most of the time it's adults that say that we are the future and everything, but indeed we are the next adults, and the next adults need to be healthy adults, need to be healthy students, and this kind of spaces will help them deal with their emotions, give them tools, and it's very necessary that universities or campus had have this kind of space where students can speak freely, speak about what they feel, and learn how to deal with it. I think so.
Yes, I definitely agree with you. And for you, Maro?
Um, I would be honest, not say that university is an intense place. You're constantly being tested, graded, and I think you can't live your life, your whole life, under that pressure for a long time. So for me, it's very, very, very important to have safe places like these, because for me, they're the only places when you can literally stop perform, uh, stop to try and to have everything under control, and where you can be authentic, when you can admit that you struggle, you can say that I'm lost, uh, and you won't have that fear of being uh, judged of or in these places nobody is going to give you a bad grade for for being yourself. So um, it's just a place where you can be finally a person, not just a student. So for me, that's the only way that can help you protect your mental health and your well-being. Because after you graduate, to be honest, you should find yourself ready more for life, not exhausted by it.
Now, what I wanted to ask is, what is that one message you tell your colleagues at NCS? You want to tell your colleagues at NCS or future NCS listening about how they can leverage the power of community?
So I think I want to tell people that they need to be part of a community. Like, guys, join clubs, join communities, surround yourself with good people, uh, participate in clubs activities, participate in the well-being community activities, because you belong at NCS, and you need to build good memories, you need to surround yourself with people, so be part of the community, be part of the community of NCS, so that when you leave NCS, you leave with good memories, not with the feeling that you've missed something, or you could have done better. So join communities, be part of the life here, and surround yourself with good people, because it's a very important matter.
Thank you. Thank you for your precious message. And for you, Maro?
Uh, Before I want uh, tell students one thing they should pay attention to is that because it was life changing for me, is the fact that your well-being isn't something you can deal with later. I mean, once you finish the exam this semester or once you graduate, um, your mental health is the foundation of your whole life, and it sustains the whole run of your life. So if you neglect it now, you're building a bad habit that you find very difficult to break later on. So I just really want to raise awareness and remind you that your well-being, your mental health actually matters. We are trying to build this well-being community inside our school because we want to change the culture. We want to prove that you still can be a brilliant engineering student, but with a good mental health. So you can leverage this community by showing up, by talking, by contributing to the booklet I've mentioned at the beginning, by looking out for each other. Yes, your degree is important, but your health also and the people around you are also important. So I would really like to for ENSIAS to be a real support system for ENSIAS students. So look at this community as a way to stay healthy, and let's make it a habit to check in on ourselves and each other, because no degree is worth losing yourself over.
Yes, you're definitely right. And I agree on what you said about having the habits of not being included or not being among a community. It's actually very sad to just be lonely with your thoughts and not sharing them. Maybe you will find someone who shared the same as you, and you can like develop it together and have like an impact, a very powerful impact on not only the ENSIAS community, but why not all the society, all the Moroccan society. Everyone can benefit from what you from your thought. It would be helpful. And as everyone should do, is like all of the advice, the couple of advice you already give, is to be courageous and to maybe participate in clubs, activities, having I don't know, conferences, doing some like these podcasts that we're doing now, talking, speaking with each other, sharing different insights and point of views, is also one of the keys for me to build a very helpful and supportive community in our school. So we are in the last of this podcast. We've talked a lot about community, the power of community, how we can have this powerful community. We talked also about some beautiful stories and situations that you have lived before with like ENSIAS, and it's really I was really happy and proud to hear that from you. I really had a really nice moment with you guys, hearing from you different aspects and different points of view. And I would like also to thank Professor El-Ghazali Umayma. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and if you have any suggestions, you can comment down below, because I think that would be uploaded soon on YouTube, on Spotify, and even in our social media platforms such as Instagram. And you can comment whatever you'd like to add or share. And thank you. Hope you like it, and see you soon.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye bye.